record this. Can you repeat the question just one more time for the recording?
Yeah. So how much information, for instance, in an FAQ video training, how much information am I giving about that topic? It's like you want to create curiosity, and you want people to say, "Hey, I want more information about that." So how much do you like give? But how much are you kind of holding back a little bit to kind
Mhm.
of create that tension, you know?
Yeah, exactly. This is a really good question because I feel like the old strategy was like try to hold all the information so that like people are curious, and that's a big part of it. You want people to be curious enough to want more information too, but also we're kind of in this age where we're in an information overload, and a lot of people are kind of jaded by the videos where like they watch it all and they get like really nothing out of it. And we want to
Right.
avoid that altogether, right? So I don't I don't think you're in this mindset because you're explaining it a different way, but some other people they think that like if I give away all the information, like they are not going to want to work with me, or like, hey, what's the point of working with Ben if you just gave me everything there? And
Right.
what we have to understand is where does our value lie as teachers?
Mhm.
And the important part is like our value does not lie in the information, because if that's where it did lie, then no one would work with us.
Right.
So us understanding where our value is, and that's accountability, that's support, that's helping people implement things faster and easier. If we are able to communicate that through our videos, that's how we get people more curious to want to work with us too.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, I always say like give away everything, give away all of your information,
Right.
because that's going to make your content really valuable, but also stand out. And the biggest compliment I've always received about my content is they're always like, man, like I feel like you give away everything. And that's something that not a lot of people will are willing to do. So if you're
Right.
willing to do that, people are going to be like, wow, like liz's content liz's free content is this good, what's her paid content look like?
Right.
So that's the
Yeah.
curiosity that people will get there, because they understand
Right.
like you're a teacher, so there's
Uh-huh.
pay there's a way to pay you. So they're always figuring out like if the free content is this good, what's the paid content gonna be then? Like like how much better is that gonna be? And they're gonna be like, wow, I want to know what that looks like.
Right.
But also I talk about this at the end of my content as well. Um, I always say like it's not like, hey, if you want to know more info or more knowledge, it's more hey, if you want me to help you implement this faster and easier than doing it yourself, talk to me. And that's where their curiosity gets in. That's where people want to talk to me, is because they can. I give them everything that they need to do
Mhm.
it for free and to do it on their own.
Right.
But the people that we want to work with are the people that want to have faster progress. So if we aim it towards that, hey, if you want faster progress, if you want to implement this a lot faster and a lot easier than you doing it alone, let's talk. Does that make
Right.
sense, Liz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. So
because there's
overall,
nothing I hate more than it's kind of like the three secrets to da 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 da, and it's like you're waiting for those secrets,
exactly. And
and
then
it's
also, yeah, and I wrote down here in our checking document, or here, it's
uh-huh.
sharing beliefs. And that's a
Right.
that's a big part of like writing trust posts, because the because people will buy from you
Mhm.
because they share the same beliefs as you. And that's important because like you don't want to sign up a student, and then they start having like arguments because you have different belief system, or you have different ways of thinking.
Right.
They have to be aligned with you on that first before they even sign up with you. Like an
Right.
easy example is like, if a student doesn't want to do online lessons, and that's the way you work, like that's always going to clash.
Right. Right.
um
Yeah.
so knowing that, though, I always break my trainings up into three parts: the why, the what, the how. So like I always start with why.
Mhm.
And starting off with that is super important, because if they don't know the reason why you're presenting the training, or why you're talking about a specific topic, then you're not going to get the buy-in from them to stick around to the end. So it's
Right.
like, hey, I will show you how to do it, but you got to stick around to the end. So I talk about the why, and then the what is more like a high level overview. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, and then the how is like, how do I implement this after watching the video? I always think about that. Like, what
Right.
can I give to them to be able to do after watching the video, so that not only do they get value out of it, they can actually use it, but they feel the results happening
Right.
afterwards. So I always
Right.
break it up like that: the why, the what, how. I think a lot of people, they either they like the why and the why and the how are like the two big important parts. Some people, they only give the why. So after people watch it, they're like, okay, what do I do? They just go about their lives and they don't do anything else. Some people only give the how, and the video becomes too much of like a tutorial, and
Right.
there's no reason to want to reach out to you afterwards. So that's why we need both of those.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So if you check out any of my trainings, like you'll see that I always start off with that too, especially like this one here. The six figure studio roadmap, the one that I posted last week.
Right.
You'll see I start with the why. So I always start with these problems, and talking about like, hey, why am I doing this? Well, doing this, have you experienced these problems? Have you gone through this big trap of private lessons? And just going through my beliefs, super important first. And then I get into like, even for this as well, even this one of these trainings, like talking about the ideal student attraction, talk about the why, and then at the very end, I give them the how. I give them this like the worksheet and the matrix to help them out. Same thing with this too.
Right.
Tell them why our Facebook group is so powerful, and then at the end, I give them like some action items to like work, like actually create the Facebook group. And even this too, like talk about why is the hybrid model so important, and at the end, I give them a little worksheet to like actually start to implement it as well.
Right.
And
Right.
then right here at the end, want to expand your impact faster and easier. So I always say most of the time, teachers need help implementing the strategies we give them. It could take a long time to learn through trial and error. Um, so we want to make sure you're extremely successful using this tool so that you can start impacting more students and sharing music faster than you could by yourself.
Right.
And that's what closes it all together and gets people wanting to talk more about it. 'Cause they're like, then then when people ask me, but like, well, what are the secrets or anything like that? I can confidently say, hey, I've given you everything. So now this is a choice of, do you want to implement it faster or not? Not like, do
Right.
you want to know more secrets?
Right.